Right now at 5:30, bullying the Bulls. The Bucks take care of business in Chicago and are on the verge of advancing. And the war in Ukraine enters its third month, where Russia focuses their attacks on the east. Plus, how breweries in our area are supporting Ukrainians by doing what they do best. That's all coming up at 5:30. The Bucks are a little bit closer to moving in the NBA playoffs after another dominant performance today in Chicago. And all of this without Chris Middleton. Sports anchor Jordan Reed joins us now, and the Bucks are looking like a contender once again, Jordan.
Absolutely. Well, the Bucks flipped a switch when they got to Chicago. A 30-point win in Game 3. Then they come back this afternoon, own the Bulls once again, and now they hold a 3-1 series lead. But this game didn't start as a blowout. The Bulls are staying close early on. Then the momentum starts to shift, courtesy of Pat Connaughton and Grayson Allen. Allen's been unstoppable the last couple of games in Chicago, and today is 4 of 5 from distance with 16 points in the first half alone. Then out of the break, Giannis starts to heat up, and the Bucks don't look back. They go on to win 119-95. The Greek Freak finishes with 32 points and 17 rebounds. All the Bucks need is one more win.
Just the competitiveness, the togetherness, the activity, covering for each other, scrambling. You know, there's so many good players in the playoffs. You just got to, everybody's got to commit and compete. And, handful or a lot of good possessions of that. And we just got to continue to do that.
Which I don't think they're going to have any problem doing once they get back home, because, I mean, Bucks last year had one of the best playoff records on their home court. They lost one at home, but, I mean, that doesn't seem to be a problem right now since the role they're on.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy to look at Giannis's line. You're like 17 points. You know, he's just so dominant. It's unbelievable.
I know, everything's kind of clicking right at the right time. So, but we're going to actually have more from the players and more on Grayson Allen's performance coming up in sports.
All right, thanks so much, Jordan. And stay up to date with the latest Bucks news during the playoff run by bookmarking our Bucks page on channel3000.com. It's got the latest news and updates, as well as game recaps. Okay, let's take a live look outside now. This is a look at your capital tonight. It was still pretty mild out, but it's not going to stay that way. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is outside and has a look at your certified most accurate forecast.
Well, if you've been outside today, it's not as mild as it was yesterday, although still 60s, not too bad temperature-wise, but the winds are blowing. You can see a visible cloud track, clouds out to our west across Minnesota and Iowa, now moving into the La Crosse area, heading in our direction. Doppler track, all the precipitation off to the east of us, showers and thunderstorms from Michigan down into Indiana, but to the north and west, it's cold. High temperatures today, early this morning, 70 in Madison. To the west, temperatures started out in the lower 60s. Milwaukee hit 74 before the cold front came through. Right now, temperatures still in the low 70s near Lake Michigan, but lower 60s here in Madison, and already down to around 50 in Viroqua, and that just shows you how those temperatures are dropping off. We'll see skies turn cloudy tonight. Temperatures will drop to around 40 by morning, but tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies and a brisk northwesterly wind, temperatures only go up a couple degrees to 44. So that's a 20-degree drop from this afternoon, and we'll see chilly weather for all of next week and into the following week. I'll have more on the details in the forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Gary. Developing tonight, Madison police are investigating a pair of reported shots fired incidents. One of the incidents happened just before 10 o'clock last night on Bram Street, just a couple of blocks away from the Alliant Energy Center. 10 shots were reported, but officers say that there was no damage or any injuries. And then just a few hours later, about 10 to 15 gunshots were heard on the far east side on Congress Avenue. Again, no damage or injuries were reported again. Anyone with information should contact Madison police. It was a deadly night in Milwaukee where 2 people were killed and 6 others were hurt in a series of shootings last night. Officers confirmed 8 shootings over the past day, beginning at 3 o'clock yesterday and ending early this morning. Milwaukee police haven't said if any of these incidents are related. Happening tomorrow, 2 of the men charged in the 2020 killing of 11-year-old Anissa Scott are set to appear in court. Pretrial conferences are scheduled for both Jerry Ward and Andre Brown. Both men face several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide. A jury trial is set for Ward in June, and for Brown, it's in July. Turning to the crisis in Ukraine, it was 3 months ago today when Russia invaded Ukraine, and Ukrainian military forces continue to resist attacks across the eastern part of the country. CBS News' Nancy Chen reports.
The brutal war in Ukraine enters its third month, with more Russian bombardments that are destroying cities and taking countless lives. Russian President Vladimir Putin's troops are focusing their attacks on the east, while trying to complete the capture of Mariupol, a vital port in the south. After 60 days of war, most of the city is in ruins. Ukrainian troops refusing to surrender remain holed up with civilians at a massive steel mill.
Now we have heard that Russians begin to bombarding this enterprise, these shelters where our soldiers and civilians are saving from their bombs. So there are terrible atrocities, terrible war crimes on the Mariupol territory.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said he was set to meet in Kyiv, the capital, with Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Zelensky says Western arms are making a difference, but he wants more and in a hurry. In an Orthodox Easter Sunday video, he said good will win over evil and Ukraine will win inevitably. Ukrainians somberly marked the holiday in Mariupol and across the devastated country, including Bucha, where alleged Russian war atrocities have been uncovered. In our northern village, this grandmother says she spent the last month sheltering from Russian attacks with a dozen other people in her basement. Much of the house has been turned into rubble. But with faith and determination, she still baked Orthodox Easter cakes. Nancy Chen.
President Biden is marking the beginning of the war's third month today. He wrote on Twitter, 2 months after Putin launched an unprovoked and unjustified attack, Kyiv still stands. President Zelensky and his government remain in power, and we will continue to support Ukrainians in their fight to defend their homeland. Local breweries are finding a way to support those affected by the war in Ukraine. Today, the Wisconsin Brewing Company in Verona hosted its Ukraine Beer Festival. Breweries in our area took on a challenge from a brewery in Lviv to take their recipes and replicate them in a global show of support. Organizers say they just couldn't pass up this chance to stand with the Ukrainians.
I think it's such a great community builder in this time of crisis. I feel so bad for Ukraine, and I'm glad we can be a part of that journey and making things hopefully a little bit better for them.
We'll have much more on today's festival and hear from a Ukrainian native who got to drink his favorite beer tonight on News 3 Now at 10. We know the war in Ukraine has had effects on here at home as well, especially when it comes to gas prices. But a new survey finds the national average of a gallon of gas is dropping. It's down 3 cents over the past 2 weeks at $4.24 a gallon. That's still up more than $1.25 from a year ago. Now the highest average per gallon is in San Francisco, where it's at $5.71. The lowest is in Tulsa, Oklahoma at $3.70. Here in Wisconsin, we're at $4.12. But in Chicago, people are lining up for free gas this weekend. It's the third time that businessman Willie Wilson has been giving away $1 million worth of gas to ease the pain at the pump. 27 Chicago area stations took part yesterday, helping thousands of people. Next at 5:30, Emmanuel Macron will become the first French president in the past 2 decades to serve a second term in office. French polling agencies are projecting Macron will win today's presidential runoff election, beating far-right rival Marine Le Pen. Le Pen conceded earlier this afternoon. Macron is projected to win about 57% of the vote. It's mask confusion when it comes to masking up. Ahead at 5:30, what you need to know about changing mask rules as COVID cases rise across the U.S. And later, we will highlight a group of young men in Lodi earning an honor years in the making. Stay with us.
Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
How do you use your energy? Giving back to your community? Fueling your drive to deliver hope for neighbors in need? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
In the military, we call it dereliction of duty. Ron Johnson is supposed to serve Wisconsin. Instead, he served himself. An investigation found Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. That's a dereliction of duty. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
At Pick and Save, every free pickup order is picked fresh and packed with care, or we'll make it right. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Topping our COVID headlines tonight, Dane County is moving in the wrong direction, back up to a medium level of COVID activity. It joins 2 other counties in the state at that level. Now, one of the metrics that the CDC uses to calculate a community's COVID level is the percent of staffed inpatient beds being used by COVID patients, which in Dane County is at 1.6% currently. But health officials say that it's not cause for a major concern.
It's not necessarily meant to alarm our communities, but it's meant for us to start thinking about what are the things we need to do, which we all know, to reduce transmission.
Earlier this week, UW Health and Meriter Hospitals announced plans to loosen visitor restrictions, which St. Mary's did last month. The hospitals say they are not making any immediate changes to those policies despite the higher community COVID level. And just released on Friday, the CDC identified leading causes of death in the U.S. in 2021. Topping the list was heart disease, followed by cancer. COVID was the 3rd leading cause of death for the 2nd year in a row. Across the country, our race to get back to normal is hitting a bit of a speed bump with a new rise in COVID cases. They're up 52% over just the last 2 weeks. CBS News' Michael George explains how changing mask rules are causing some mass confusion.
In Philadelphia, mask signs are coming down again. In the span of just 4 days, the city went from masks being optional indoors to mandatory, then back to optional.
We put our masks on, but then once we walked in, nobody had them on, so it's hard to know what's going on.
A federal judge overturned the mask mandate for planes and mass transit this week. But with COVID cases rising in 36 states, some areas, including Los Angeles County, are reinstituting mask requirements.
Do you have one or do you need one? No, I'll have one. Okay, then can you wear it for me, please?
It's getting tough for people to keep track.
I just wish we got a clear answer on what we're going to do with this whole mask mandate.
This is a time not to be reckless and to wear masks indoors, check up on your vaccination status.
Several major airlines say they may reinstate thousands of passengers who were banned from flying for refusing to wear masks. However, the airlines indicated passengers who became violent or disruptive may not be reinstated. Meanwhile, the Justice Department is appealing to restore the mask mandate. The CDC says it remains necessary for the public health. At LaGuardia Airport, Michael George, CBS News.
In other health news tonight, there's a new Ebola outbreak in Africa. The Democratic Republic of Congo confirmed a case on Friday. It's the 3rd outbreak in the area since 2018 and the 14th Ebola outbreak for the country since 1976. Officials with the World Health Organization are asking people in the region to get tested if they're sick. Coming up at 5:30, find out where you will be able to store a bike in downtown Madison, but you might not get a chance for a ride this weekend. Gary's back with a chillier forecast coming up after the break.
Are you a nighttime snacker? It could be taking a bite out of your health.
Monday, we'll share some easy tricks to keep you out of your fridge after dinner. And cooler temperatures expected for the work week. We'll look at your forecast Monday from 4:30 to 7.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Have you envisioned a beautiful modern kitchen for your home? Choose from either Cascade or Frosty White, perhaps a wood tone such as Oak Gray or Summer Flame. Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. Avoid a lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen in as little as 2 days. And now it's our spring blowout sale. Save $750 on a cabinet refacing project with interest-free financing for 12 months and get a $100 Target gift card with purchase. Senior and military discounts are available, but call during this program and we'll double your savings. Save $1,500 on a cabinet refacing project with 24 months interest-free financing and double it to a $200 Target gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, bust out your lab coats. Bill Nye the Science Guy is coming to the Kohl Center tomorrow night. And I will host a free talk and Q&A focusing on climate change and sustainability. It's hosted by the Wisconsin Union. Now, anyone can register for free tickets, but the event will also be live streamed. We're going to have links to all of those available on our website, channel3000.com. Next tonight, today was a special day for a group of young men in Lodi. Noah Hudak, Walter Beld, Ben Schultz, and Connor Picard received their Eagle Scout badge during a special court of honor. The four have been scouts together in Troop 113 since first grade. Schultz said that the things that he's learned with the scouts will stay with him forever.
I joined because my friends were in it, but what made me stay is the leadership aspect and the lessons that scouting has taught me.
Together, the four boys honored today completed more than 1,000 volunteer service hours and earned 148 merit badges. There's going to be a new place in downtown Madison to store your free bike. Freewheel Bicycle Company is opening its downtown facility to commuter members tomorrow. That means anyone will be able to enter the Pinckney Street building and store their bike 24/7. You can learn much more about how to become a member on the group's website, madisonbikecenter.org. Well, it might not be a great week for a bike ride. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulti is back and has your certified most accurate forecast.
Just make sure you ride with the wind at your back. That'll help. But going into the wind will be another story. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. Breezy, much colder weather arrives tomorrow with highs only in the mid-40s and will only be in the upper 40s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we have rain showers moving in at the end of the week. Temperatures won't be quite as chilly, but they'll still be well below normal in the 50s. And the best chances of rain appear to be Thursday and then again Saturday into Sunday of next weekend. And cool weather with below normal temperatures will continue at least into the first part of next week. I don't have high temperatures back into the 60s until Wednesday of next week. As we look at rain vision, rainfall accumulation, this is a more high-resolution version of accumulated rainfall from the Doppler radar. It goes out to about 24 hours, and you can see over southeastern Wisconsin there was about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of rain because of thunderstorms developed this morning. And then to the north and west, there were showers and a few thunderstorms yesterday that kind of weakened as they pushed into the Madison area. So much of the central portion of the area got less than 1/4 of an inch of rain. Here at the station, we only picked up about 1/10 of an inch of rain. And high-resolution Doppler radar right now, free of precipitation across southern Wisconsin. The last of the showers out over Lake Michigan and moving into parts of Michigan and Indiana with some showers and thunderstorms there, even throughout for some severe weather in eastern Illinois and western Indiana. But our high temperature trend over the next 10 days, there's the normal, going from 61 to 64, and every day our temperature is below normal, including Wednesday of next week. Even even though then we'll be a little closer to average. Current temperatures are in the mid-50s to lower 60s through Wisconsin. The 70s and 80s now off to our south and west. Temperatures that were in the 70s and 80s yesterday to our west, well, they're now in the 40s and 50s, even some 30s across North Dakota compared to 24 hours ago. Remember yesterday we were showing you how temperatures went up by about 30 to 35 degrees. Well, we're down 17 degrees compared to this time yesterday. Parts of central Minnesota between 35 and 40 degrees colder than they were at this time yesterday. On weather track, the jet stream now shifting to the south. The upper level winds starting to become more northwesterly. What does that mean? More colder air moving in, and that'll be right behind this trough of low pressure. The cold front's already off to the east. That trough of low pressure just going to reinforce the cold air into the early part of next week. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, much colder. High temperature only at 44. 7 to 10 day forecast, upper 40s for for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then as we get back into the 50s, we see shower chances come in, maybe even a thunderstorm on Saturday. I'm not looking for a lot of rain, but I can't rule out a chance of rain just about every day. And those temperatures still well below normal, even into the middle of next week.
All right, going back to a previous story, have you ever watched Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a classic in the classroom, I know, growing up for us.
Yeah, talking about climate change, that'll be an interesting presentation tomorrow.
Yeah, Bill Nye. I still remember anytime we would have a substitute class, he was the go-to.
That he was.
All right, thanks so much, Gary.
Okay.
Stay up to date with the latest weather on our First Warn Forecast weather app. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. A traffic note for early this week. Starting tomorrow at 7 a.m., the intersection of Odana Road and Deerholt Road will be closed for construction. The closure is needed to connect new sanitary and storm sewer utilities. It's expected to be closed for a little bit more than a week. It will reopen on May 3rd. Coming up, the Bucks dominated the last 2 games in Chicago. A big reason why? The guy on your screen, Grayson Allen. More on him and the Bucks win coming up in sports.
Bring your dream kitchen to life with cabinet refacing from Mad City Kitchens.
My mom even came over and she loved it. She's like, I can't wait to come in here more often and just more cooking and baking. Because she remembers the first kitchen, she was like, this needs to get redone.
Choose new cabinet colors, hardware options, and countertops installed in as little as 2 days. And now it's our spring blowout sale. Save $750 on a cabinet refacing project with interest-free financing for 12 months and get a $100 Target gift card with purchase. Senior and military discounts are available, but call during this program and we'll double your savings. Save $1,500 on a cabinet refacing project with 24 months interest-free financing and double it to a $200 Target gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
We've all been through a lot together, and along the way, you'll find out who really cares for you and who you can trust. Because there's a lot of stuff that happens in life, like those days when the amazing happens, or those days that are really, really hard. That's why you need someone like Unity Point Health. Because when it comes to your health, you gotta have someone you can trust. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health.
When you drive a Honda, the adventures go on and on. Follow your adventures with the thrilling performance of Honda. The brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast.
Grayson Allen just keeps raising the bar. After setting a playoff career high and scoring during Game 3, he came off the bench today and put up 27 points, and 18 of those came from threes. That's right, Allen drained 6 triples in today's game, helping the Bucks once again rout the Bulls. In his last 2 games, Allen has combined for 49 points, where in the first 2 of the series, he had a total of 3. So there's no doubt that he's stepped it up big time since Chris Middleton went down with his injury.
I wasn't really doing anything different going into the playoffs. I kind of kept it the same all year, kept the work ethic the same going into the year, throughout the year. Mentally, I never really feel like, I never really get down on myself just because if you go through stretches, there's been stretches where I've done it before. There's been stretches where I've had games where I made 5, 6 threes. Like, just because it's not happening now doesn't mean I can't do it. Just constant reminder, don't let that bad voice take over.
Bucks are coming back home with a 3-1 series lead. Game 5 is set for Wednesday night. Tip-off is still being decided. Wisconsin softball brought the firepower on Saturday. The Badgers snapped Nebraska's 18-game win streak, which ended up being the Huskers' first loss in Big Ten play. And then the Badgers went on to sweep the doubleheader. So the final piece would be to complete the series sweep, which the Badgers look eager to do. Down by a run in the third, a bases-loaded walk ties it up. Then a couple batters later, Peyton Bannon flies out to right. That allows the go-ahead run to score. But the Huskers, they have a couple of big at-bats later in this game, which starts with a 3-run homer. Nebraska wins 6-4, but the Badgers, they'll take the series. Next up, they're on the road at Penn State next weekend. And the Brewers with a primetime Sunday night baseball slot. The rubber match with the Phillies is coming up at 6. Eric Lauer is getting the start tonight for the Crew. We're going to have more on the series finale tonight at 10.
Okay, that is never not going to be weird. To see, I went to college with Eric Lauer, and just seeing that on the script, that is different.
I know. I feel like this is like, you've said it a couple of times before or whatever, but I know every single time you're like, you beam with pride. You're like, oh, I know. So casual.
Go, Eric. All right, thanks, Jordan. We're going to be right back.
At Star N Bank, we think having choices is important, so you can choose the products that are right for your life. What are you waiting for? Explore the possibilities today at starnbank.com.
Ready for a kitchen update? For award-winning service, high-quality products, and the best warranties around, call Mad City. More than 50,000 satisfied customers. Family-owned and operated. A+ rated with the BBB. We'll save you time and money with cabinet refacing, plus add soft-close doors and drawers, countertops, and a new sink installed in as little as 2 days. And now it's our spring blowout sale. Save $750 with interest-free financing for 12 months and receive a $100 Target gift card with purchase. Senior and military discounts are available. Plus, last chance to call during this program and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a cabinet refacing project. 24 months interest-free financing and double it to a $200 Target gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Today's the day to go farther with a partner that provides you innovative solutions for your own personal financial future. Explore the possibilities today at starnbank.com.
Finally tonight, what were you doing when you were 13 years old? One 13-year-old in Minnesota is about to graduate from college. His name is Elliot Tanner, and he's getting attention across the country for having a 3.78 GPA at the University of Minnesota. He's also participating in research and tutoring classmates at 13. Elliot studies theoretical physics. He began taking college classes when he was just 9 years old. All right, Gary.
That will translate to meteorology. I mean, meteorology is just, physics. So.
Are you recruiting him?
Well, we've got an opening.
How's our weather looking this weekend, Gary?
Well, we're turning colder. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Lots of sun out there, but it is pretty breezy, and you can see the rain now to our south and to our east. So we're looking at mainly dry weather, but still we're looking at generally colder conditions. We're down to 62 in Madison. Milwaukee still at 70, but it's already in the 50s out toward La Crosse. Look for a low tonight of 40. Lots of clouds tomorrow. Breezy, colder, high of only 44. Not much better for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then as we get back at least into the 50s, we have rain chances beginning on Thursday, off and on through the middle of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you so much. And thanks so much for joining us. We're going to see you tonight at 10 o'clock.